First Alert meteorologist Brian Bachman here with an update on the tropics, specifically regarding newly formed tropical cyclone number 18. The National Hurricane Center designating that officially on Sunday evening. This is essentially the first step toward what will likely be our next tropical storm sometime in the next 12 to 24 hours. The system just barely beginning to show some signs of organized thunderstorm activity as it's centered about 345 miles to the south of Kingston, Jamaica. The storm is expected to slowly start to get on the move toward the north and then eventually arc gradually toward the northwest over the better part of the next 3 to 5 days. And likely to become a tropical storm as we move sometime into Monday, with the next name on the Atlantic list being Raphael. From there, we'll see that northwesterly turn as we head into Tuesday, and the storm will likely get to at least Category 1 hurricane strength late Tuesday into Wednesday as it prepares to cross over the western end of Cuba. From there, uncertainty widens a bit in terms of the exact track of the system, but it does look like it will continue to generally drift in the direction of the central Gulf of Mexico Thursday and on into Friday, but in a slightly weakened state. In fact, likely to weaken further down to a tropical storm with 60-mile-per-hour winds based on the latest forecast by Friday afternoon. Now, this is a system based on some of the new data coming in today that certainly could pose some issues for folks along the Gulf Coast as we move into next weekend. But as we switch over to our spaghetti models here, just to give you a little more insight into the exact tracks that some of the different forecast models are plotting out for the system, as you can see, several of them are leaning toward this hard westerly turn as it moves in toward the Gulf of Mexico, but not all of them. Some still take it essentially almost on a beeline in toward Louisiana. So the bottom line here is that it appears, at least early on, a majority of the forecast models don't quite favor a direct impact on the U.S. coast, along the Gulf Coast, that is. But it's certainly a possibility, one that we can't fully dismiss out of hand as we move into next weekend. It does not appear that this storm, regardless, is expected to have any direct impacts here in the Carolinas, but nonetheless, given that it is likely to be headed in the general direction of the United States, we will, of course, be paying very close attention to this system's progress all throughout the upcoming week. Make sure to keep it here with the Fox Carolina First Alert Weather Team, and we'll pass along updates as we get them.